society continues to collapse. Society continues to collapse. So, guys, I was on Twitter, and let's just say, call it what it is. It's still Twitter. And I came across a video that I found to be very interesting. The video actually came from Benny Johnson, and it's regarding Echo devices, those little devices that we allow to spy on us in our homes. And a woman basically used it, and she asked it about Trump and why you should vote for him. And it basically told her that, it can't get into politics. But then she asked about Kamala, and it started giving her reasons. We're going to try to recreate that. But first, we're going to go ahead and jump into the video. Watch the end of this video to fully understand what the implications are for this and how this could potentially affect the election in November. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment. As the first female vice president, Harris has already broken down a major gender barrier, and her career in politics has been characterized by a commitment to progressive ideals and a focus on helping disenfranchised communities.
So, guys, we just watched that video, and we saw what happened. Now let's see if I can recreate this. Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Okay, so I got the exact same response there. Let's try Kamala now. Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
This is interesting. So, to be very clear, you can actually change, you can actually go in and customize Alexa to basically give you custom responses to certain questions. So it's possible that this woman actually did that, or the more likely result is that Amazon, as soon as they saw this video, went in and changed it so that it could not recommend Kamala. This is guys, if this woman is lying, if this woman is manipulating the truth, then she's doing a terrible and a very horribly dishonest thing. But if this is the case, and we're actually seeing them doing this over at Amazon, this is 100% interference in our election. And I'm telling you guys, it's a sick society. It is a sick reality that we are now dealing with. It is going to be a crazy ride. It's going to be one hell of a ride. It's good. And the thing is, they think they're so smart. Let's see here. Alexa, why would Kamala Harris be a good president?
This might answer your question. Kamala Harris is the current Vice President of the United States.
Okay, so I'm not getting anything out of her. Alexa, why would Donald Trump be a good president?
This might answer your question. Since September 2019, Trump's Palm Beach resort Mar-a-Lago has served as the primary residence for Donald and Melania Trump's presidency of 41% and ended his term on January 20th, 2021 with an approval rating of 41.1%.
Yeah, guys. So, she's, guys, you have to be so careful with these devices. We know that recently Mr. Zuckerberg came out and admitted that he censored posts related to the events of 2020 at the behest of the White House, after Joe Biden became president. And in terms of, things related to the previous election, you have to also wonder if certain things were done. But yeah, Zuckerberg is like pooping bricks, like crapping bricks right now, because they arrested the CEO from Telegram, not because they claim that the company did not adhere to certain requests within France. This is very, very strange. Arresting the person who runs the company versus sanctioning the company itself. Usually what you would do is you would basically say, well, you're no longer allowed to do business in this country and so forth. Now they're arresting the heads of these companies. That's kind of crazy. That's absolutely insane. And that's not how business is done. So I mean, guys, we're heading into an extraordinary dystopia right now, and it's not going to be pretty. To be clear, guys, we do not live in a patriarchy, we live in a matriarchy. Okay? And this is the type of thing that happens when you live in this type of regime. I saw a quote, a very interesting quote. I thought it was so cool. And it was by George Orwell. And it said something very interesting about tyranny. I saw it and I was like, "Holy cow!" And it pointed out that with tyranny, the ones that are most susceptible to it are not men; it's actually women. I was able to find it, and if we look at it together, this actually came from George Orwell. It says, "It was always the women, and above all, the young ones, who were the most bigoted adherents of the party, the swallowers of slogans, the amateur spies." 1984, George Orwell. So that's a quote from 1984. Okay, and when was 1984 actually written, right? And if we actually look it up, I'm gonna pull it up for you. It was actually written back. It was written on January. It was written on June 9th, 1949. June 1949. So this is crazy. It was written 25 years before 1984. 25 years before 1984, y'all. This is a book that was written 85 years ago. Is it 80 or 70? 75 years ago? This book was written 75 years ago. And it is a great look at what America has become. It is a great look at what society has turned into. Society is a terrible place right now. This matriarchy that we currently live under, it's crazy. It is a place where no one wants to live anymore, where freedom of speech has been essentially stripped away from us. And it is never ending. It is absolutely never ending. I don't know, guys. We have to kind of wake up and realize that Western society has fallen apart. It has absolutely fallen apart. It is a place where no one wants to live anymore. It is a place where God has been put out of the family and only exists to make people money. We have been robbed of our legacy. We've been robbed of our humanity. We've been robbed of our birthrights. We're told to obey, do as we're told. George Carlin, he warned us. He warned us a long time about this, that 1984 was on the way, and what they wanted were obedient servants. They wanted people who would obey them. Do as you're told, and that's it. Or else you're going to be punished. We're going to punish you. We are going to punish you. I have to say, guys, AI is amazing. And we're just at the very beginning. For example, let me give you an example of how AI will eventually change. There's a video that I wanted to show you, but I have to go and modify it again, strip the audio, put it with just an image, and then put it up for you guys. But it's a George Carlin video, and because of the copyright system, I can't just play it outright. So you basically have to separate the audio from the video, and then what I do is just I put an image over it. I use an image instead, and that basically usually addresses any copyright issues. However, with AI, eventually my prediction is that we'll be able to go and do something like, I can take the video, upload it to ChatGPT, explain to ChatGPT what I want, that I want you to take the audio from this video and recreate the video using the audio in a specific style or even a similar style but I'm just doing this so that, or make it like a cartoon. And the reason why I'm just doing this is so that I can, transform it into something that would make it, transform it into something that would ensure that it does not violate copyright. And in fact, I'm actually giving it a brand new, I'm actually giving it a new structure, a new look, maybe even making it more interesting. And that's kind of where we're going with AI. AI is going to empower us to do so much more. The notion that AI is going to do all the jobs for us is a joke. AI is not going to live our lives for us. There's a lot of people who think that, oh, we're going to have AI living for us and doing our jobs for us. That's bullshit. That's total and utter BS. Okay? People have to oversee AI. The people who basically think they're going to live off AI, guys, let me tell you something. This whole UBI thing is absolute madness. It's absolute madness. You're going to have people stuck in a deep cycle of poverty as a result of UBI. And one of the biggest dangers with UBI is you start handing out more of this money, right? And eventually everything just tanks. You end up with a situation like Venezuela where the society just tanks, and it doesn't matter what the Federal Reserve says. Oh, you can only use this legal tender. People don't care anymore. They start trading in Pokemon cards and cryptocurrency, okay? And if that doesn't work, they'll just outright start bartering. There's an entire system of bartering in the United States. I'm telling you guys, that's where we are headed. And there's a show called The Expanse, where in The Expanse there's just not enough jobs for everyone, and you have a lot of people who are basically homeless, living on their bridges, living that are bums, and they keep them in like a certain area, like away from normal people. I hate to say normal people. And the crazy thing is, guys, it's about creating your own opportunity. It's about creating your own value. A lot of people in society today, they don't understand how to create value for others. They don't understand how to sell. If you've ever watched Young Sheldon, I've only seen some clips from it, but there's a character in the show, I think his name's Georgie, and this kid at some point decides that he's going to start, selling things. So he becomes a salesman, and he learns how to sell to others. And this is something that men had to learn how to do in the past. You had to learn how to sell a product. You had to learn how to sell yourself. And then, it's something that we're going to be going back to as a lot of these luxurious 9-to-5 jobs go away. I told you the whole 9-to-5 era is coming to an end. All right. I've said that for a long time. Right now, it's very hard to get a job. It's very hard to get a job. And the jobs that do exist are mostly all horrible. And these companies are consolidating rapidly. All those jobs that Zuckerberg got rid of, all these tech companies got rid of, those jobs are never going to come back. Those jobs are going to be replaced with AI in many cases. But a lot of new opportunities are now being presented. A lot of new opportunities are being presented, and it is a reality. There's so much that we can basically foresee right now when it comes to there's so much that we can basically foresee right now when it comes to society and reality, that things are going to change rapidly. And a lot of guys, listen, I have no gripes. I don't hate women. Let me make this clear. I don't hate women. In fact, most men prefer the company of women. Most men would rather be around a nice woman. Most men would rather empower women. But unfortunately, in our society, women have turned on men. And they do not respect us. They do not respect us, and they think that, and because if we've allowed this victimization culture to propagate, it has only created, a man-hating culture where men have been pushed out of society. And as a result, society continues to collapse. And as a result, and when you look at it like that, from that lens and spectrum, you can then see how tyranny can take over within a society. And women are most easily susceptible to it. Because the reason why? One thing that we have to admit when it comes to women is that women are not virtuous. There's this notion that they call women the fairer sex. And it basically tries to signal that women are fairer than men, or women are more virtuous than men, or women are more honest than men. And this is not the case. It is not. Okay? This is not to say that there are not women who are virtuous, nor that there are women who are not honest. But women are not virtuous and honest simply by nature. Men, on the other hand, strive for these things as a part of one's character. Dishonesty, being a scoundrel, is a problem. It is an extraordinary problem that destroys society. And this is why men eventually come together to deal with the scoundrels within society. But the scoundrels can basically about to cook. The scoundrels can basically rebrand themselves. Okay? Basically, women rebrand themselves as victims. All right? And in the case of men, these ibits are rebranded as simps. And I've warned you before that simps are not out. Simps are not trying to help women. Like simps who will not change. We were all once simps. But they are a group of men who for them, this is a way of survival. They are not there to help women. They are there to help themselves to women. They are there to help themselves to the assets and resources of men. Okay? Because they operate as agents of the state. And their entire goal is to reallocate wealth and resources from men to the state, and they are rewarded for doing so. They are rewarded by the state. They are given access to women. They are given access to the resources of men, and they are given praise. It's true. Think about all the bullshit that simps are allowed to get away with. Simps get away with a lot of stuff. Simps get away with a lot of stuff. These are they're tyrants, but they are operating as agents of the state that essentially serves these tyrants. So they are an extension of these tyrants. They betray men because of the rewards that they receive for doing so. It is an unfortunate reality that we live in, but it's a reality that we have to be receptive to and accepting of. That this is how it operates. For men, a lot of the future will be walking away. For example, even when it comes to making content for this platform, guys, it stresses me out so much. And I've come to realize that there are better options out there. Building your business, using this platform to build your business, not saying that this platform is your business, okay? Because you're basically doing business on another man's land. So you have to create something for your own. By the way, guys, speaking of that, if you want to get in touch with me, guys, if you want to talk, oh my gosh, if you want access to my podcast, exclusive videos, let me tell you a little bit about my Substacks, guys. So I have a Substacks, and it's, Angry Guy Clubhouse. And I've been building this out for you guys, and it is absolutely incredible. Okay? There's a link to it in the description of the video. And on the Angry Guy Clubhouse, there, for example, you get access to things like extended videos, and that's over on my it's on Substacks, and that's linked in the description. And it's not just, like I said, it's not just that. On there, you can dive into podcasts, Gen X stories. You get a free copy of the Digital Nomad Blueprint. Again, you can find a link in the description, and there may be a link that just pops up on the screen for you guys in a little bit. And I wanted to just share that with you, because it's like you start to realize, you know what? It's time to walk away. This is why MWA is so important. Men walking away, men with alternatives. And MWA is not centered around women. MWA is a lifestyle. It's about walking away from what's not working for you and towards the things that do. And a lot of women could absolutely learn from MWA. All right? Walking away from toxic environments, walking away from toxic people. One of the unfortunate things, and I hate to say it like this, but it's true. A lot of people, toxic people attract other toxic people. Toxic people often love toxic people. It's for example, when a woman's like, "Oh, I like the guy I like the bad boy who treats me poorly and all of this stuff." And how does she treat other people? How does this woman treat others? She treats them poorly. She's very toxic and she wants the toxic guys. Why should any man who has self-respect and human decency jump into a relationship with a person like this? He absolutely should not. He should strive if he wants to be with someone that would be with someone that comes from a good family. I'll tell you something, guys. Men, as men, we need to stop approaching women, not just because women have said don't approach us in Western society, but in general, we need to stop approaching women. Stop it. Stop approaching women. All right. This doesn't mean you can never ever do it. For example, if you see someone that you really would like to speak to, that's absolutely different. But there's this notion where it became a numbers game where, okay, I'm just going to approach as many women as possible, and whichever one say yes, and then from there, we'll start, try to get, do this and this and this, and maybe one of them I'll get lucky with one. Now, no more of that nonsense. What really worked for me personally, and when I started to really have better success, is when I was introduced to women that were friends of friends, or friends of friends, or friends of family. Those are the best relationships when you're introduced to someone by a friend, because or a friend or a family member, because those people are already pre-screened. Those are people who are pre-screened, and you can get to know what that person is like from their family member. For example, I had a friend overseas. He introduced me to his daughter and his son. They were great people, and evidently his daughter liked me. As a result of the events of 2020, our relationship could not grow, but she was good looking. She had nice boobies, really nice girl, really college educated, and and her father was incredible. But at the same time, her father would tell me about her behavior, her personality, and those were important things because I could get to understand who she was. He told me about his ex-wife. I met his ex-wife. She was a lovely person. I really liked her, right? But also he told me the kind of person that she was. Like, she slept around, like she cheated on him. All right? These are important things. You get to know people and you can figure things out. So I realized, like, when it comes to relationships, guys, as men, we need to stop going out there. If you want a relationship, stop going out there and chasing women. Stop going out there and walking up to them and speaking to them, because you're putting them up there and putting yourself down here. If it ever occurs where you meet someone like, oh, wow, I really want to talk to this person, that's different. But just in general, stop having a conversation with every random woman. You go to a store and you see a girl working there. You're like, oh, maybe this is the one. No, she isn't. All right? Grab your food and go. Now, if a woman really wants you, if she really feels something, she'll come and speak to you. She'll listen to, and she will do something to get your attention. And another thing is that you shouldn't be doing in Western society. These idiots, a lot of you guys are just fools. And you're going to suffer endlessly in life, and you'll kick up your feet because you are a simp. A lot of you are listening to my video right now. I want you to hear my voice. You are simps. You are a simp, okay? I want you to catch that. You are a simp. Many of you listening, you are simps because you are told many times that there's no such thing as a soulmate. There are many misrights out there, but you're determined that you're going to have things your way, and you're going to find a woman who's going to be your best friend, and she's going to make your life better. And it doesn't matter if you're broke or you're homeless, she's going to be living in a cardboard box right next to you. You guys are out of your damn minds. You're out of your minds, and no matter what I say to you, you will not listen. And for some reason, you won't leave my channel alone either. You know why? Because you have nowhere else to go. I don't want you here. I can't stand some of you simps. You know who you are. You know who you are. I wish you would leave. I wish you would unsubscribe. I don't want your subscription. I don't care about you. All right? The men who don't want to learn their lessons, get off the channel. Go away. This whole soulmate crap. I've talked from my own experiences many times about how foolish I was believing in the whole soulmate nonsense. All right? I can talk my heart out, and it doesn't matter. I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of the total bullshit. Because you've been told many times to stop it. And then when you go and you mess up, you want to come back to old Uncle Angry and talk to Uncle Angry and have Uncle Angry console you. And that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. A lot of women, for the decisions that they've made, they're going to be facing considerable hardships going forward. And that is a choice and a reality they've created. A lot of women are going to end up homeless or in extraordinary states of destitution, poverty, living in shelters, living in their cars, even living in the streets and in the woods, because they chose that they said they wanted to be independent, but women were never designed to live without a man. And as a result, a lot of them are going to be experiencing that now going forward. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Because I want your opinions. And of course, don't forget, guys, to head over. If you're enjoying the video, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the Angry Guy Clubhouse on Substacks. You can dive into podcasts, Gen X stories, and more. And also, you'll get a free copy of the Digital Nomad Blueprint. You can click the link in the description to get your free copy. And if you did do that before and you had any issues getting the Digital Nomad Blueprint, you can just send me an email and I'll get that over to you. But guys, yeah, what do you think regarding all of the guys? Just to make it clear, the Digital Nomad Blueprint, it's sent to you in your welcome email, because there are some people who are like, oh, where is it? It's in your welcome email, all right? It's in the welcome email. I just read the welcome email. It's at the very top of the email now. But if you're still looking for it, just look at your welcome email. Scroll to the very bottom. It's right there. Okay, it's in your welcome email. But guys, anyway, what do you think regarding all of this? Society continues to collapse. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.